Okay. Good afternoon, Sabina. Very nice having you here today. My name is Sister Louise Horgan. I was born in Ireland many years ago, actually 84 years ago. And I'm here in Thailand for 53 years. We started very simply. I was sent here to take care of underprivileged children, young girls in need of shelter, girls who needed to be educated, and to empower women, and okay, all that goes with that. So in the early days it was very difficult because we didn't have a place of our own. We stayed in rented accommodation. But little by little we acquired this land here in Dindang. It still does not belong to us, but we can use it as long as we work with and for the underprivileged women and children around this area. So around this area, it's a slum all around this place. So we, first of all, we took in the teenagers who needed shelter, not just from this particular area, but many young girls from the provinces who were either sold by their parents into prostitution or through lack of education or whatever. So we'd have about maybe 60 to 70 young teenagers in residential care, have to do everything for them. And then little by little our house, our first building, got overcrowded. So we got funds to put up a house for single mothers and their babies, which still exists today. And so we're very happy to do that. And then the women around the area begged of us to find some work for them. And we found it difficult actually, because we were not that experts with the language naturally in the beginning. So we did a survey around this area of about 146 families in the slums, in the housing flats around the area here, and all of them wanted to learn and earn. So they gave us the ideas themselves. They wanted, some of them said they could do dressmaking, some of them said they could do crochet or different handwork, some wanted to do cookery, some wanted to learn how to massage. All kinds of ideas came up, but the majority wanted to know how to be able to sew and how to be able to help themselves and their families, because the children were not able to go to school. They didn't even have shoes or anything like they would need to go to government schools. All children, no matter how poor they are, they have to wear shoes and socks and school uniform to go to the government school. So before we did that, we took in the women who were seeking help, just a few in the beginning, and we tried to train them. And we discovered it was very easy, because Thai people are artistic by nature, so whatever we showed them, they were able to do better than us. And so the work grew and grew, and then we got some sewing machines, and we were able to make garments, able to make toys. Then the problem was how to, at the same time we pay the women, try to pay the women according to the work they did, but we were left with the crafts. So we had to find places where we could sell our crafts. For example, like Thai craft in Bangkok, it existed at that time, and different, what shall I say, bazaars and churches before Christmas. So we went anywhere and everywhere where we could find sale for our goods, and little by little we became known, and people started to give us orders, which was really great, because just producing things and have no outlet wasn't good for us, of the people we were helping. And then as time went by, we visited the slums in our free time, which wasn't great, and we met the women in their little shanty places and discovered that they all had children and nobody taking care of the children while they were working. So that led to something else. It led to building a little daycare children's center so that they could come in with the child or two children and then we hired some women to teach them. And today, at this moment, we have about 100 children in our little daycare centre. They are taught by 5 teachers and a head teacher. And the Fatima Centre here, we have about 100 plus women on a daily basis. But these women are not just sewing all day. We have many activities for them. We have, what shall I say, capacity building. We have guest speakers who help them to try to cope with their family situation, because many of them are separated. Maybe the husband has another wife, maybe the wife has another husband, or whatever. And if the children are in between suffering, so we have, it depends on their needs. We try to cater to that, to empower them, to help them to be self-supporting, which is a big thing for them. So just that they can help in the family and help to educate the children. And when the children come, we take them in at the age 2.5 to 6, and then at 6 years we try to get them into the government schools. And sometimes we have to try to sponsor the children going out to the government schools, because here we can make the uniforms for them, we can provide food for their meals, and the midday meal especially, and give them 2 snacks. But in the government schools, even though education is supposed to be free, each child needs to have 2 school uniforms, a sport uniform, a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of socks, a school bag. All that has to be bought in the school. So to begin with, we have to help different groups at the beginning of every school term, which is not easy. So that is where if we have excess of our money, as I say, the priority is to pay the women justly for the work that they do. And they're the ones who keep account of everything. They know exactly where the money comes from. They know exactly where the money is going. And this is just one part of our work. Then we also have a program for teenagers at risk. These girls are normally not from Bangkok, they're from all the provinces up country especially, and they are here to be educated, they are here to learn a skill maybe, they are here to, we have counseling for them. They have had very many bad experiences, especially the smaller children who go out to government school because they are too young to be here during the day for adult education. And most of these little girls either have been sexually or physically abused, either by a stepfather, by an uncle, or whatever the case may be. But each one is precious to God, and each one is precious to us. And our motto is that one person is of more value than the whole world. So when they come to us, it doesn't matter what state they're in, they're pregnant or they're poor or they're wretched looking, whatever. We teach our staff to be very, very careful and gentle with them, because each one expects to be loved and should be loved, and respected is very, very important. So we try to, as I say, boost their self-image, because when they have bad experiences like that, they have the feeling, oh, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, neither do I care about myself. So very often as time goes by, when they get to know us, in the beginning they're also a little bit scared, and they say, but why you love me? You know, I'm like this, I'm like that. So of course we say we love you, God loves you, and whatever. But the majority of the people we help are actually Buddhists. 99%, because predominantly Thai people are all Buddhist people. But we don't mind what religion the people come from or what race they are. I say race too, because a couple of years ago we were asked to take care of refugee children. Refugees in general, which we didn't do. We said yes, the children, because children are very vulnerable. We decided we would take them for education. And many of them are other religions from other countries. It's okay, we're all one family, we're the family of God. So we never compare, and they get to know that very easily when they stay with us. If there's a party, the party is for everyone, not just here, there, all together. All together in the compound, we could have 500 children all at one time. Except on weekends. We just, in residential care weekends, we just have the teenagers and the pregnant young mothers. So I think that's about it. We also have extended to other provinces in Thailand, like Chiang Rai and Chiang Mai and Nong Khai in the northeast, and also to Pattaya and to Pattaya after the tsunami. And we're invited to other dioceses or provinces, but we are not in a position yet to go because we need more staff. That is a big problem. We need to pay our staff well, which is for them to stay with us, because our work, we call it special. If you teach in a school, you have your hours, but for us, there are no hours. And the teachers who come to us, they get to know that, and they're asked, well, to accompany young girls, not just teach them, sometimes they have to accompany them to hospital, or maybe to go with them when they're doing their exams. It's a whole different thing than to be teaching in a regular school. So I think you have enough energy.
Can I ask you, Sister Louise, because this is one question I get asked a lot. As a fair trade retailer, people don't want to buy my products because they find them expensive. So what would you say to people who say, I don't want to buy your products, Sabina, because they're too expensive, but I then tell them your story, and I'm kind of hoping that you will find some words to encourage consumers who are unwilling to support your work to support your work. So what would you say to people who would like to support your work then?
Yes, okay. We have the same problem sometimes. And people say, oh, that's very expensive. But we emphasize on quality, the quality of our goods, even for all those in training. And the lady you met a while ago who came and showed, she is our quality control person, and she's very, very strict, and it works. In the end, our customers in the long run, they don't mind paying that bit extra if the quality is good. It takes a little bit longer time to make articles in that way. We also can do things any old way, because some of the women who have joined our program, we ask them, can you sew? Oh yes, I have been doing work for, they wouldn't know this place, Chachujak Market. Okay, what kind? Piecework, but I can do maybe 50, 60 pieces at night. You just fix it. So show me your work. All threads falling out, buttons falling out. Okay, you can sell it cheaply, but in the long run, it doesn't work. So I think that's how we really keep our customers, because, as I say, we emphasize on quality.
Could you quickly give us a story about a lady who has worked with you and how her life has improved by working with you and the centre?
Yes, yes. Many of the women who come to us, they come with nothing, and they feel like nothing, that they are nobodies or whatever. But first of all, we have to build their self-image. Very, very important. And only perseverance can do that also. Because some come to us, they spend maybe 1 day, 2 days, oh, too difficult, I cannot do. But if they have patience with themselves and realize, okay, I have potential, but I just need to be patient and I can do. So we have many, many like that, many like a young girl who had 3 children. She came to us about 3 years ago, and actually her husband had left her and gone off with somebody else, which is common enough, okay. And her 3 children were living in the slum nearby with her. She hardly had enough for them to eat. So she came in to work here. She also said that she could machine sew, but her sewing was abominable. She really couldn't sew a straight line. But we didn't worry about that. We just said, okay, you try and try. And she kept trying for a whole week. And it must have been very painful for her. But at the end of the week, she was able to sew a straight line, maybe not much more than that. The next week, she was able to do something else, something else. And in the meantime, we took 2 of her children into the daycare, and the smallest one, the little baby, was only 6 months. We kept the baby in the mother and baby home, and the baby was cared for while she was working here. And it took her a long time, maybe up to 6 months, but from the very beginning she was encouraged. And she also was paid for the work, actually maybe overly paid for the work she did, because she couldn't produce much. But we understand that. So if they come, and before that she had tried to get money in another way by prostituting herself. And that she was forced into by her father-in-law. He asked her to go and get money because he told her she was useless. What did she want the children for, and all that. Now, 3 years later, she's almost a leader here in the centre. And she asked to go, from last year, she asked to leave early on a Friday, actually just an hour and a half, at 3 o'clock, because she has discovered there are many children under the flats here in the Dindang area who have no one to care for them. They are going to daily school. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't go. So we have toys and different things that people give to us for our children. So we have given her some. And she spends the time helping these children with their homework. And then on Saturday she gets them together to teach them. I think what more could we expect, you know? And then that is just one person. Another girl who celebrated her son's birthday, he became 12 the day before yesterday, that's just an example. Here is the son was the problem. The son was, we thought he was abnormal, but I think he was overly intelligent and he didn't know what to do with himself, and she was illiterate. So he was very confused, and she knew herself. She used to slap him and beat him, and the father used to say, "You're no good, you'll never be anything, you'll never do anything." So the poor boy didn't know what to do with himself. He wanted to throw himself in the canal at the back many times, even as a young boy. But anyway, we helped him, we took him in, a boy. Normally we don't take boys in, but we make sure that he came in every day. He couldn't go to regular schools because he wasn't going regularly. His mother also didn't want, it was no good in educating you because you'll be stupid and this and that. So after so many years helping him here how to really read and write and gain self-respect, gain some knowledge and self-worth, and let him know that his parents, you know, will love him and care for him. And we all love him and care for him. His birthday was the other day, so things have changed. The mother was so happy that he has changed. She brought in a bag of mangoes in Thanksgiving, 6 mangoes. And those 6 mangoes were a lot of money for her. But she was willing to do that in gratitude for the help that she got. Normally we would never ask and never take anything from them because they need every cent that they have. So I think these are little ways where God shows how people are helped. There are many ways.
Sister Louise, can I ask you, if people want to come to the Fatima Centre, how can they contact you?
Nowadays we have email. So do you want the email address?
Yes, absolutely,
yeah.
Yes.
You normally do not give the private email address.
Not the private, but just the normal.
Yeah, it is, let me think, what is it? Shepherd, SHEPHERD, at cscoms.com. That is the email address, and it's the safest also, and maybe the fastest. And for visiting the centre, they can visit any time from Monday to Friday, as long as they let us know if they possibly can. And the best time would be from 9 to about 11:30 in the morning, or from 1:30 to 4 in the afternoon. We close from 12 to 1. We close in the evening at 4:30. So it's a little bit later, people come after 4. Then on Saturday, if they need to buy, we have crafts for sale here the whole time. But on Saturday and Sunday, this place is closed. So if they need to to buy crafts on a Saturday. We have a charity shop in the parking area of the Villa Supermarket, Soy 31/1, Sukhumvit Road. And that's open all day, Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. And it can be later if they ring up and they're far away and say, I'm such a place, but I will not make it early, just say the time, okay? So that's open 6 days a week. Not on a Sunday, except for the New Year. We open Christmas and New Year, we're open a little bit later, and usually on a Saturday, on a Sunday also.
Thank you so much, Sister Louise. Is there any final message you want to send to consumers, especially in the United Arab Emirates?
Yeah, we are very grateful, especially to you and your husband, Sabina, for supporting us and for buying our products. We would love if more and more people could get to know about these products, how they're made, who makes them, and what help it gives to the people who are underprivileged. You have no idea. You're really uplifting the poor. We have plenty of wealthy people who don't need to sit down all day and do this kind of thing. It's not easy, believe me, to sit down for 8 hours a day and maybe do hand sewing or sit at a machine. Not many people will do that in other countries, you know? And it's very easy in other countries now. I'm out of my own country because I come from Ireland, and I've left that 53 years ago. Except on occasions I return to see my people. But when I go there now, I see they just buy things off the rack, just cheap. And okay, use it maybe once or twice, and I don't know what happens to it after that. But then they can go back again and get, even the youth of today. But things that are made, handmade crafts that are made, they will last. They will last, especially if the quality is good. Another thing that helps us here, because we have to be self-supporting, we're NGOs, we have no subsidy from the government from day one. But I would say the government are very appreciative of the work that we do. As a matter of fact, they send their social workers here to do some of their practicum, which is an honor for us, and bring their visitors here as if this is their center. So it has advantages and disadvantages, but that's okay. What we also do here to help, I just said the bell rang for these women to have a snack. So to have a snack, we need extra money. To pay electricity and to pay for water, we need extra money. So we collect second-hand clothes, second-hand anything for people who are leaving the country. And here in Thailand, people come, they bring clothes that they will not need when they go back, or they buy things here, or when they're leaving, they do a clean up at home, so they can bring maybe a chair or what shall I say, a rice cooker or a jacket or trousers or whatever. And we have a jumble sale a couple of times a year. So that's how we give snacks, and that's how we pay our electricity. Partially, I wouldn't say it would help for all of it. And we also have to try to help our children in the little daycare children's center also. So whatever we get, we share and support each other, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Sister Louise. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for having me here today. Thank you from Faisal, and we appreciate your time, and God bless you for all the work that you're doing.
Very meticulous work. Yeah.
She did all that today. We did all that today.
All this today, one day?
Yes.
Wow.